I'm Jill.
And I'm Donna. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Hi, David. I'm in Rochester, New York, and I'm exhausted because I went to New York City for the weekend, last 3 days, and just ran around to different Titanic related sites.
Oh, that was such fun reading all your posts. I can't remember rode a bicycle all over New York.
I looked at the app and I biked over 100 miles total.
Oh my God.
Like, wow, no wonder I'm tired.
In all that traffic, I just, whoa. Well, maybe
I know. I was like, oh, I know. Sometimes it is a little scary. Oh, and Dee's here from the Titanic Society of Atlantic Canada.
How you doing? I wish I could have been there with you in New York. It sounded awesome.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice. It was like, it was so nice. And Angelica, you know, her readings and all those wreaths were so beautiful and they smelled amazing.
I bet. And I mean, I've invited Joshua Thompson to join us tonight so he gets to hear a good sampling details with regards to Carpathia, Pier 54, all that kind of thing. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that would be great.
Did you watch any episodes?
Here, yeah.
Yeah, but now oh, I should pin Dave.
Yeah, he's muted now, but he's waiting.
Hold on, I'm gonna pin you, Dave. I love that you can walk right up to the pier now.
That's great.
She was busy.
Oh, I can't hear you, Dave. Your sound is off.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
There I am. Unfortunately, I activated captions, so the middle of my screen shows a big dialog box. So I have to disable that.
Oh, wait, I didn't even know we had captions. Wait, I wonder if that's, wait, is it giving you, is it telling you what everyone's saying?
Right.
It is. I didn't know that was available because we have some hard of hearing members that don't come to our Zooms because they can't hear. I didn't know that was an option. So is it typing out everything I'm saying?
Yes.
What? How am I just learning this now after 2 years?
How accurate is it?
How am I just learning this now after 2 years? Accurate is it? You'd even overlap the voices, but it's kind of a pain in the neck.
Had to have someone type that. Wow. Let me see if I can do anything. I don't even know how you turn that on.
I must have. Well, I'll just have to deal with it, I guess. But
wow, well, you taught me something because I would love to have our hard of hearing members, or even we have members who are completely deaf, but if they come, so I'm glad you activated that because I learned something new today.
Well, it'd be a pain in the neck, but I guess I'll leave it because I can't read it either. But I do.
So there's no. So I wonder, can everybody look at their screen? Do you see like an activate or inactivate closed captioning that might help Dave out?
I must have done it.
I have a closed caption button, but it says assign to a participant, use a third-party service. I will type, like I don't even have.
Mute. Oh, what's this? No. Try something now. Well, I may just proceed with that. How's my voice coming through? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It's good.
Okay. All right. So, carry on. So, oh, good. We got a break in the traffic too. So, good evening, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight is the night of April 18th, and we're coming towards 9:25. Not yet, though. So we have a couple of minutes, but we have. I'll have to figure this out too. But in the meantime, I would like to show you that I have lighted a candle here. Here at the former Pier 54. There it is. I'll have to find my reverse button here. But as we are all aware, oh, here we are. Okay, how about? Okay, good. So we're here in the place where the end of the journey was for the immediate story, where the survivors of Carpathia came through to here. And in the past, this has been a very difficult to navigate area. There have been lots of construction, especially in this area right here. And all this you can see has only just been recently opened up to the public, as, for example, this woman walking through only just a couple weeks ago. And there's work done here also as well. And there's only a little construction fence here. And I do have to be careful because there are still bicyclists like this one oncoming. Where's the, okay, so 3, 2, 1, and people like that, kind of fast, hiya. But in the past, when we've had ceremonies, we had to stand like this and, you know, look for little spaces to mount candles, and it was extremely difficult. But now it's incredibly awesomely excellent, and we have this beautiful space here to just, you know, have our moment of peace or whatever, and not be having bicyclists whip by us and zip by us and so on. So that's very good.
Yeah,
Now,
it's nice because they have that gate right there. Because when I first got there on Wednesday, there were all these construction workers. I'm like, you guys are in my way. Want to take pictures?
they would have been, yeah, probably around here, you think, eh?
Yeah, back where that gate is. Because then I said, well, now you can go and stand back there if you want to avoid the bicyclists.
I find that very annoying.
Yep, but even they're gone at this point.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, they are not lighting the arch correctly. They only have, bear with me, everything's left and right here. The stand back a little for this and risk my life and limb. Nobody's skating, nobody's lights turns. Okay, so now across the bikeway with a pretty decent view of the arch, and they cheesed it with a lot of
it's all
the
lit
moon, by the
up.
way. See the moon?
Oh,
Only part of the arch, most of the archway is lit, but they just kind of let some lights burn out or something. I don't know. So, oh well. But I'm actually gonna go back, I think, and take a picture of that moon because that was pretty awesome. But this is, in fact, where the end of the immediate journey was for the survivors of Titanic. When the Carpathia came here, this is the former Pier 54, and this is now Little Island that we're looking at. I can get a little closer in a moment. I think I can neglect my things for a moment. And Little Island is one that's being built here. And I'm happy to participate in conversations and contribute anything productive. But strictly speaking, I'm really only interested in what used to be here. So, yeah, you know, Little Island is interesting, but not that interesting. But that's what's on here and on the site of the former Pier 54. So,
Awesome.
we've got another moment of silence here. Oh, won't last. Now, I cannot say that I'm terribly artifact driven, like there's people like Christy Siglinski, Joshua Noble, many other people that have lots of things, but I did want to mention something tonight, contribute this. When the pier was being demolished, I broke in, snuck in at night, and I went to a pile and I grabbed out lots of pieces of asphalt and a piece of metal and, you know, concrete and whatever, and 4 bricks that say Rose. And this is one. So I decided to bring it tonight, and
oh, you brought it with
have
you.
fun at the time. I have 1 or 2 like this that are really in good shape, and one that's like very busted, and the third one I don't even know. But it's just something that I'd share.
Wow, that
Awesome.
was great.
Thank you. Now, I cannot see any time here. How are we doing on time, Jill?
It's 9:18. It just turned
9:18.
9:18.
Okay, well,
7 minutes.
hoping to keep this. Give this some
Deanna
time.
said she loves your brick. And it is beautiful.
Okay, so after this, I'll show you something else. It'll be a little time consuming, but after 9:25, I'll share something with the crowd as it is. And I guess for the moment, we'll just come back to old Dave here. This works. Trying to switch a root button. Son of a gun. Oh, okay. So nice and quiet here again. Yeah, so again though, it's a beautiful night. And New Yorkers have lots of collective memories of things like the morning of September 11th, 2001, when by all accounts, it's just a beautiful day. Visitability was for, miles and miles, 10 miles, whatever you say it is. And it's chilly here. I don't pretend to know the temperature. I suppose it's about 50 Fahrenheit, but still, it's a beautiful night. And I guess we're just all gonna think about that. And I cannot see the time on my camera, so
It's 9:19. I'll keep you posted.
great, thanks. So I guess maybe at 9:24 or 9:20. Yeah, 9:24. Maybe we can just
Okay, I'll let you know.
propose a minute of silence. And since I won't be seeing the time, I guess Jill, just speak up whenever you.
Yeah, I'll pay attention. Wasn't it raining that night? 109 years ago, it was raining.
Yeah. And some people said that they had seen lots of lightning, lots of thunder, great peals of lightning. A woman, I don't recollect the name, but said that she'd seen more lightning that night than she could remember.
Oh
And
gosh.
the mighty Hudson River, I'm gonna get us another look here. Walk away from my candle for a moment. Mighty Hudson River is 315 miles long. It starts at the Adirondacks, connects to West Point and our capital, Albany. And this is it now, and in the distance, that's the great state of New Jersey. And this is the mighty Hudson now. And the Carpathia was streaming up here, and Captain Rostron was sending messages out at low tension so that most people couldn't even get them. And he actually purposely gave deceptive messages so that people thought that he was farther behind than he really was. When
For
Carpathia
news
started to
purposes.
steam up, people actually thought she was Mauritania. And so I'm just gonna hang at my little pile here. But yes, it was when, and as I'm sure we're all familiar with what happened next. I guess you cannot see it from here, but no, but in that area is a big golf driving range, which is Pier 59. This pier has been abandoned, but Pier 59 has been repurposed into a golf driving range. And as I think we all know the story, that's where Carpathia first came with the lifeboats and let them off first. And then the tugs came here and she moored. A little loud, I know.
Wow.
And she moored on the uptown side of Pier 54, which would have been this side. And the passengers came out. And they were, they could have been gone into the shed. Usually, like Titanic, people would have come out the B deck to a gangway onto the shed and then walk down to ground level. But I don't think Carpathia was equipped for a higher up embankment like that. I think they just took a walkway to the ground level.
9:22. You got 3 minutes.
Thank you. And of course, in the distance, there it is now, One World Trade Center. in its time, the tallest building in the world.
That's beautiful.
And
Hi, Dave. It's beautiful out there.
oh, it's gorgeous. Oh,
I
it's
didn't
so
bike over at night. It's so nice to see it at night right now.
yeah.
I came by a lot during the day in the last 3 days.
No,
Show them
this
the
is
iceberg building. That weird
Oh, yeah.
iceberg.
The iceberg building. Well, there's just a little bit of it.
Oh, that's
If you
right.
can
It's
see
across
just
from.
above my finger, the series of lights, that's the iceberg building, the IAC, the Interactive Corporation, and headed by Barry Diller, who was the very same person to demolish Pier 54.
923.
Thank you. And this is the Whitney Museum, financed by Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney. And she died in 1942 on April 18th, exactly 30 years to the day, and tonight after the arrival of Carpathia. And her uncle, George Washington Vanderbilt, was going to sail Titanic, but his family begged him not to, and he survived the sinking then by not going. But her brother was not that lucky because 3 years later in 1915, Alfred Wynne Vanderbilt sailed Lusitania and lost his life in the sinking.
Oh, 924.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, then, I would like to propose a moment of silence, a minute or so, and I'm not seeing the time, so Jill, just speak up
I'll
whenever
just tell you.
possible.
Okay.
Moment of silence.
Oh. $9.25.
It's got to be a minute in.
Yeah. That's probably a minute. Thank you.
So, right now, I'm going to dismantle this. So, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to prepare the next phase of a presentation.
Okay.
So you can share your thoughts or anything like that.
Why does the brick say Rose? Was that the company that made the bricks?
Yes, I found out some pretty stuff and I did a write-up on them, but it was some years ago. I don't even think they were from here. They were from like the Midwest or some unlikely place or something, but they did have, or I think they had something to do with Staten Island also as well. But it's just an incredible coincidence that we
Right.
have Rose to it, Decatur, and
Yes.
modern pop culture. Just impossible to miss, I guess. And I'm going to put down our.
So happy I got you, Joy.
Oh, Alex made it. Welcome, Alex. All the way from New Zealand. Yay. We're glad you made it, Alex.
Gotta wonder how many people walk by this all the time and probably don't even know.
I know. I thought about that with the Titanic lighthouse too, because there's these monuments and people don't, I mean,
Oh,
there's
I
a
have to
teeny
talk to
little,
Mr. I-
there's a teeny little picture of Titanic and Carpathia up against on that fence. And then there's a little picture of Lusitania, but no explanation at all. Like there's no explanation anywhere.
I think that goes for a lot of things. I mean, the Strauss Memorial at Macy's, the Titanic Lighthouse. How many people walk past that and don't really know what it means?
Yeah, they don't.
I live about 40 minutes away from Linwood Hall, which was the home of the Wideners. And I used to work like almost right around the corner from it. And I mentioned it to people and they had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, really?
You know,
It's this giant house and nobody seems to know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, you'll have to do a little live stream for us.
you know,
Live stream.
Jill, right
Yes.
here, right here in the community of Glendale, we have a place called the Onderdonk House. Right now it's 360 years old. It is the oldest house in Queens, and it was actually owned by the Pilgrims when they first came here to New York.
Wow.
No one knows it was there. No one knew it was there for a long, long time until about 50 years ago when someone went to the house just to, just to look to see why this house was so strangely built. And it's built in a very much of the Dutch form because it was owned by the Dutch Pilgrims if they first came here. And the family was called the Van Onderdonk family. And it is one of the most beautiful places you could visit here in Queens. The minute you walk into it, it's a museum now. You feel like you've been transformed into, back in time during the Pilgrims. There's the
Wow.
fireplace, and some of the furniture in there is the original furniture. And upstairs is a flat bedroom where some of the soldiers came to sleep. And it's just an amazing building to be in. And
On the
it's,
site of Arbitration Rock.
yeah, and there's plenty of land around it, but no one knows it's there, Dave. No one knows it's there. You could, if you drive by it, it just says the Onderdonk House, but what's the Onderdonk House? And why is it so quaint and beautiful? And unfortunately, right now it's surrounded by factories. I mean, but I'm looking at the water and I'm thinking, oh, I would love to be there tonight. It's such a beautiful night.
It really is. It really is. I should have thought to stay an extra night. And I could have
Now,
been Dave.
now Pier
Angelica,
54,
Angelica, how far away do you live from there?
From the Onderdonk House?
No, from the dock, from Pier 54.
Oh, I'm a maybe 45-minute train ride.
45 minutes.
Yep, I take the M train to the J, and then I take the J straight over to Fulton Street, and I get off at Fulton and I just walk it there. It's an easy walk.
No.
Yeah, because it's not that far. It's only about 3 blocks away from the Titanic Memorial Lighthouse. It's so close.
Mhm.
And oh yeah, I could get on a train. I could get on a train now if it wasn't so dark at night. And
I know. Too bad for me. My bus ride is like 8 hours.
Oh, Angelica, the house you were describing, can you say the name of it again?
the Onderdonk House, Onderdonk, Onderdonk House.
Wow.
Got
an old Dutch name.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was marred by fire a long time ago, and but they repaired it. It's one of those places where the museum owners now allow pictures since COVID, no, but what they do now is during the Christmas holiday, they dress it up for Christmas. during Halloween, they make it look like a spooky house and allow kids to, come in and get treats, but they don't allow them upstairs. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place to visit.
I can't wait to visit New York sometime. I've had a couple of false starts, but looking forward to seeing you, Dave, hopefully Jill, she can come into New York when we're there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Come down, Deanna.
Oh, I want to get there, David. You know that.
Sure.
You can come here too. Can't wait.
Send
Dave,
some
are
to
there
help.
flowers there from Charles Pellegrino? Because Charles Pellegrino's
No.
posted pictures of flowers and a poem, and it
Did
looks
he?
like they're sitting on the. It looks like they're sitting on the pier somewhere.
Well, there's these benches, but did he post something from tonight?
It says 109 years Carpathia anniversary, and it says there's.
Anniversary,
It looks like they're tucked in somewhere in the metal. The way it looks.
Well, I mean, this is natural, like these daffodil kind of things, but
Yes. No, it like in the metal of the pier itself. Let's see if I can show the picture. There's
nothing I
like
see
showing
right
a.
away. Could have been yanked. I don't know. I'll take a look.
It looks like it's like tucked into the pier or something.
Well, all right. I'll
It's
take a
hard to
look. But I'm not
tell.
seeing it because it can't be here. But I had
No,
been here.
It's definitely tucked into some rusty piece of metal.
Running out of those. Maybe these, but
What
I
are you
doubt
talking
it.
about, Jill?
Charles Pellegrino. Let me turn off my background so you guys can see. You guys can see my phone. I'll turn this off.
Did he leave him on the 14th?
So look, can you guys see that? It's probably hard to see, but he's got the flowers tucked in, and it looks, and he's definitely at the pier. It looks like he did this earlier. So
Earlier
rescue
tonight.
ship Carpathia arrived 109 years on this evening with survivors of the Titanic under this arch. And it looks like the flowers are like tucked away. Oh, David probably can't see this. David, I'll pin myself so you can maybe see, but it looks like he
Can't see anything. Sorry, I'm just.
see, this is what it looks like. It's like a little flower arrangement.
I can't see anything.
And it looks like a couple. It's something very rusty. So he can tuck it into the arch itself somewhere.
I think they were yanked. No can do. It's all just these things. I don't know. Couldn't say. But I was here the night of the 14th and 15th, very late at 2:20.
Said in loving memory of all first responders, past, present, future, Charles Pellegrino. Take home, keep alive. Oh, he wrote on the flowers. So maybe somebody did take the flowers home.
Now, when I was here, it's very late.
Jill,
I did discover something, and Jill actually sort of gave a sneak preview of this a little bit. But on my walking tours, I had been pointing out some plaques in the ground in what we have called Triangle Park. Now, that park was only open in 2015, so I could safely say that those are the most current memorials in the world until there's another one open in the Great Lakes area and Lake Michigan, I think. But since these were open just about, I don't know, a week ago, I'm going to declare this is going to be the most current and recent Titanic memorial in the world. And this is, I know the light is
oh my goodness.
Yes, and then this is Titanic. It says very small here, I know. And here's Carpathia. And also, they're commemorating the fact that Lusitania left here in May 1st, 1915, to be torpedoed. Now,
Excuse me, Dave, what pier is this? How far is this from TML?
Oh no, this is on the other side. We're on the
54.
Oh, you're on Pier 54. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I put a picture in my background of Carpathia at Pier 54.
Now there's over
That's
400
nice.
memorials in 22 countries, and and I'm going to declare this to be the most current one in the world. Now, I'm mostly for the benefit of my own post. I'm going to read this out loud so that I can transcribe it later. Here's the first one. Disaster at sea. On May 7th, 1915, the Cunard Line's Lusitania, among the fastest and most luxurious ocean liners ever built at the time, departed for Europe from Pier 54. Torpedoed by a U-boat off the southeastern coast of Ireland, it sank in 18 minutes and 1,198 people perished within sight of land. That's true, that was Ireland. This event, including the loss of many American lives, 123, became a catalyst for the United States eventually entering the First World War in 1917. So
Where
that's
is
good.
that? I didn't see that. Was that right under the picture?
You wouldn't have on a really crummy night that you were out here. Yes, it's
Oh
right
yeah, because it
below
was pouring rain.
Canyon.
Oh, I
It's
missed that.
It looks
Holy
like a mud
cow.
basin. Right. Now I'm going to read this out. This is a little poor light. Now I've taken some decent daytime pictures, so hopefully I can fry up a post with all these. Oh, look at that. There's a chopper incoming. That's fun.
Oh, what a
But,
beautiful night.
oh, it is. Now this is historically inaccurate. There's a couple of mistakes here. But anyway, I'm just going to read this for the purpose of my transcribing it later and for your current enjoyment of it now. Now, this is in front of Titanic now.
Oh,
The unsinkable ship. The first years of the 20th century marked by the heyday of luxury transatlantic ocean liners, but also witnessed their most infamous disasters. In 1912, these piers were the intended destination for the maiden voyage of the Titanic. After hitting an iceberg in the North Atlantic, the ship quickly sank and the lives of most passengers and crew were lost. The 710 wrong survivors, rescued by the passenger ship Carpathia, were brought to Pier 54, where these piles stand today. Now, these piers were the intended now the piles, that's not really, no, first of all, 710, they cheesed that. Now, Jill is being nice about it. She's willing to give people wiggle room, but I'm a bit fastidious about keeping to the 712 party line. But anyway, the plaque seems to say 712, 710, so there it is. Now, the piles they're referring to are what's left of Pier 55. And that was intentionally left there for sea life, whatever. This might take a moment to get there. Probably not these. These are referred to as keys, but the piles are the rotted remnants of, actually, since I'm walking this way, I'll look for flowers anyway. The rotted remnants of the former Pier 55. And there's the idea is to have fish and ducks and whatever swimming in and out of them. So when they wrote the plaque, obviously they were completely wrong because we're nowhere near the piles, but I'm going to bring you to those. And I'm still not seeing any flowers here. So whatever Charles did, I think it's been yanked.
yeah, I think somebody took him away, I guess. He
Yeah.
said he's watching the live stream.
He is?
Yeah, I said you should join us. He said, I'm watching.
Well,
But
no,
it looks like it looked like some rusty metal location.
they
Guess they-
would. Oh, his, yeah, well, I'll go back and I'll look for it anyway.
Unless
And
he's super tall, maybe he brought a ladder and put it up.
oh, he's not that tall.
It just looks like it's surrounded by, like rust. Looks like
Well,
it's in
maybe,
a rusty riveting area.
well, there's not many objects like that that fit that description. Not that thing, and not these, and not, I don't know, couldn't say. All right, well, hopefully we'll get a good look.
Yeah, it looks like somebody took him home.
All right, it's
And
really
hopefully they
dark.
take good care of him.
I don't know what the visuals are like. Can you see the piles here? Can anybody see these pilings in the water?
Yeah.
The rotten wooden.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the former Pier 55. Again, that's Pier 54, where Little Island is now. Oh, and the helicopter there. when they talk about the piles, they could only be talking about those because those are the only piles there are. So that was another glaring mistake. But I think there was another minor one in there, but the 710, to me, that's a howling mistake. But Jill is quite forgiving. Yeah, I don't think it's anything here. No, it doesn't look like it. Rusty.
I did correct someone today because they said that she pulled into Pier 34, and I was like, 54.
Yes. Instead of course.
I just don't want to be known as that girl that corrects people all the time.
Oh, and I know the light is terrible here. Here's another similar plaque, and it's just talking about
Ooh.
the sea life that we're expecting. You know, there's like an eel and seaweed and I don't know, various kind of, oh, look at that, a seahorse and crab and things. So I guess
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, again, it was raining.
it's hard to see. It's very dark and it's far away from where you would have been anyway. So I only saw it just
Well, I
walking.
did walk down to Pier 59 and showed people what the White Star Pier, what's that's driving range down there.
Yeah, okay. But and looks like nobody else is turning out either. I was actually lucky to, I've said this probably say this every other year, but I was actually lucky to meet one of the honor and glory fellas out here. James Penka, is that a name of somebody? I believe it is.
Yes, James Penka is the new creative director.
Oh, that would have been him. Yeah.
Hi, Yvette.
Hi, Jill.
So it's kind of funny. I'm just here in the dark, and then this fella's just standing there, and I say, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And I just kind of realized that he was also here to observe, the Titanic anniversary, and so we just in the complete dark and just chatted away for a while.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was.
I know. I was looking for people that might be interested in Titanic, but I did find a lady that whose mother was on the Lusitania, and so we chatted a little bit 6 months before it sank. I passed that along to someone, and they're like, "Did you get their name?" Like, "Oh, I didn't think to get their name."
Cool story.
I know. And her mom was like 3 months old, or 3 years old. So I guess she remembered it.
Yeah, must be very old now. Yeah. I'm just gonna look and see if the moon is still in a good place for a picture without getting killed by bicyclists.
So nice.
Okay, all right. So
I love how it's lit up. So is there light shining up there?
I'm sorry, say again?
Is there light shining up like that's beautiful?
Well, yes, they installed these lights there, but that's what I'm saying is improper because they screwed up and they have most of it, but not all of it. See how it's mostly done?
Oh,
but yeah, from the moon there, and maybe we can get another good angle like that. And so after all this is over, I'll come back and take a relaxing picture. But I don't know if we got a screenshot, but there's something to look at.
Oh yeah. Can you hold it there? I'll take a picture. That looks beautiful.
Great.
That looks so beautiful.
So pretty.
Dave, when I was there in the day, I couldn't really read the Cunard White Star line anymore the other day.
Then you had bad light, which is probably usually the case because it is clearly there, but it's just very hard to see.
Okay, so my lighting wasn't, because last time I was there, I could clearly see it, and I thought, wow, this.
Yep, and it still is visible. They have preserved it as is. As we all know, just another brief brush up. The British government, in hard times, the Depression, managed the merging of Cunard and White Star. So whereas it formerly said Cunard, then is repainted to say Cunard White Star. So it's sort of like if you remember film, like in cameras, you can do a double exposure. It should look like that. So, but it is up there and it is visible, but you have to have really,
bright
good,
light, okay,
strong sun on it and stuff. And unfortunately, the morning sun is blocked by the Standard Hotel, which, comes right at it because that's east. So You got to get our friend the sun has to be above it or on the side of it or something.
Huh.
So when that park opens, is that gate gonna open? Like, are people gonna be able to drive their cars through that gate and park at that park?
You
'Cause
mean this?
it looks like that gate opens for cars now. Will
Oh,
be.
no, probably not. There was I didn't film it, but in the distance there was a little like golf cart utility type vehicle that rolled through here slowly. It had some ladders or something on the back. I expect it's for things like that, and maybe. And when we had that fanatic jihadist downtown killing people, I don't know about
Huh?
3-4 years ago. There was police cars that were coming down this actual walkway to bypass all the traffic, and they were knocking over the little plastic pins and because I remember, yeah, the killer was he was mowing people down, and it was not here, but it was on this whole this bikeway here. So he was shrieking Allah Akbar and murdering
Oh
innocent.
gosh.
So
That's
maybe
so
we're having
scary.
things like this,
Sheesh.
for a moment like that.
Yeah, so they're not gonna let people just drive in.
But definitely not for the public. Definitely this is some sort of a purpose-built, official type,
Yeah, for
thing
people
going on.
probably working on maintenance or stuff on that.
Oh
Because what is
yeah,
that gonna be? Like a green space park or something? They're gonna be able to drive right under the pier.
But again, I don't think ordinary traffic. This doesn't look like it here. But there's certainly utility vehicles because as you can see, the whole thing's still under work anyway. And I'm afraid I don't really have any opening date, but yeah, anybody can just look it up as well as I can. I don't have any insights to that, but there's certainly
David,
still work done.
David said that brick building in the center is the Strand.
Yes, it's there's the Strand.
So is that the
And
place that David was talking about where the news crew?
now, if you can see the little awning, it's really known by its street address, 51 10th Avenue. It's a long way away, I know. Maybe I can walk you over to it or something. But well, I can. You know what? Let's go. You know what? Let me take my own photograph of our friend the moon. And unless we're done here, I think we'll ditch and then I'll take you over to there. Let me just prop up Mr. Camera for a moment.
Aw, you're awesome. Thank you for taking us with you.
Can you tell us a bit more about the Strand? I've certainly heard about it, so.
That's beautiful.
Wow, the moon looks beautiful. Is that the moon?
It's really
kind of a seedy
beautiful.
hotel.
Wow.
Oh, New
Oh,
York.
it's a really
Like
seedy hotel. So it's not
my
like.
sister.
It's one of those like rent by the hour kind of places.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's really seedy.
And I swear, I only know that because I was doing research.
It's
I
commendable.
liked your post today. David put out should I read David's post while Dave's walking? But your post in the book club is really
don't read
good.
it. Don't read it aloud. I'm too embarrassed.
Okay.
Ouch.
Well, it is in the book club, and it's a great piece that he put in there.
I just can't think of any other place that Charles would have. Yeah, they're gone. They're yanked.
Yeah, it looked just like I know. Guess I could have asked him since I was talking about.
And
that would have been cool if you could have brought the plant home. Are you good at? Do you have a green thumb? Could you have kept them alive?
Myself, oh yeah. Well, not called Gardner for nothing.
Dave Gardner.
And it's the former Pier 57 now being repurposed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been empty for a long time, and then I started seeing them bash out the inside of it, and then there's something inside, looks like shops or whatever. I don't know. They put number 57 on these big blocks, and they just you can never see lights on it in my lifetime until just now, and now there's something going on inside, green lights on top. So they're, I don't know, probably going to be like gourmet cheese or something. I don't know.
Cheese, yum.
Okay, Charles, last chance for flowers, and I think that's a no.
It looks like a quiet night in the city. It's very quiet.
There's always little bits of news about something reopening or whatever. Some
I
things can, some things can't.
I love what they did along the river. It's just beautiful. There's like, tennis courts and little pocket parks, and it's really nice.
Sure is. All right, so not much to see here. I'm just gonna have to run the highway without getting murdered here.
Oh yeah, let's keep you alive. Protect Dave. Dave, you've got 14 people in the house. I'll name all the names. Donna Jenkins, Angelica Harris, Alex McLaughlin, if I said that right.
Yeah, that's
Ricker.
correct.
Okay. Joseph Ricker, Alicia Brinkowski, David. Oh gosh, I'm always wondering how to say your name. Nanini? Close enough. Sorry.
Close enough. I've heard both.
No
Nini.
No Nini. Okay.
Yeah.
G. Ryan Meister, Joshua David Thompson. Oh, I don't think I've met Joshua before. Hi, Joshua. Kurt Nowak, Melissa Hope, Betsy, Heidi Balmer. I don't think, have I met Heidi? I love when there's new people here. You guys.
A lot of noise here. You said Melissa Hope, I think?
Yep, Melissa's here.
Dave, Dave, question, how long are you running the tour for? Because it's
You mean this one right here?
yeah, because
Well, it's not formally a tour. I mean,
it's not a formal tour. He just said he was going over, and I said, hey, any chance you want to take us with you? And he's so kind. He's like, okay.
Make sure nobody thinks you're a private
hang around,
investigator.
It was kind of really last minute. It was so kind and generous.
yeah, because in a little while I'm going to be going. Oh, because tomorrow I got a really long day ahead of me.
Well, I live streamed it into the social club, so you can watch the rest over there if you want, Angelica.
Thanks for tuning in, of course.
I'm working on, it's finals time for me for school, so I need to get some rest.
You need your rest. So is this the seedy hotel, the Strand?
Yeah. It was called the Liberty Inn until, I don't know, recently, I guess. And now they're just using it by its street address. I'll back up here.
Wow.
And it's this triangular hotel. We're going to turn around in a moment.
Imagine renting a hotel by the hour.
And that's kind of what that hotel was like back then, too.
Interesting.
When I was at the New York City, I actually riding my bike, I rented a bike through the city. I actually saw prostitutes yelling out to men, and I was like, that's something I've only seen in a movie. Oh yeah, those bikes. I rode those bikes all day long for the last 3 days. I love those bikes.
The hotel is triangular because it's on the block between the two roads. Is that right? Streets?
That's right. That's 11th Avenue over there, and this is 10th Avenue here.
Oh.
So that's the vertex angle, the sharp one. Oh, there's our friend the moon again. And this part is the base angle because this is an isosceles triangle.
Perfect.
That's 2 equal sides.
Yep.
And and this is 14th Street here. And this is looking west. And that way is looking east. But that's where Carr Van Ende of the New York Times embedded as reporter. They were able to just accost all the people coming right off of Pier 54.
Nice.
And
So they just rented, space there so that they could interview people there?
beforehand, yes. And they could telephone news back to the Times far faster than anybody else. So everybody else was still speculating.
Oh my gosh, that was a brilliant idea of them.
The Times had that like all planned, like a military maneuver.
Wow, that was really smart.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. And it's noisy because of the highway, I know, but here's the vertex angle, the sharp end of the hotel. And you can see Little Island. So boom, there it is, you know.
Oh.
Can't get
And
closer than
Wow.
that.
there's myself with the sharp end. And
Aw, hi there. Hi, Dave.
I have to say, I appreciate you doing this because I've been reading about this hotel and the New York Times stuff for so long, and this project I'm working on. To actually see this spot, I'm so excited, even though it's kind of a seedy place.
Well, it's
excellent.
cool. I loved hearing your story because I don't think I ever heard that story in all my years of studying Titanic. There's always something new to learn.
Oh yeah. Well, it's what places Stacey just wrote on. Boy, it's an amazing story because again, here's 11th Avenue and there's 10th Avenue. So 9th and 8th, and 8th is where all the police were blocking off all the people. And the only people that could get through were some medical people and families of the survivors and some limited press people. And most of them all were being blocked on. So there are the big pictures of the crowds, but I suspect they were up by Pier 59, and or maybe downtown or something, and or maybe they're just the people that got through. But anyway, Carl Van Anda already had his people here days before the police line was put up. So they had access like nobody else could. And that's really regarded as,
Interesting.
They were
yeah,
really
one of the
prepared.
events that really put the Times, ahead of the other newspapers. And it's hard to really conceive of now, but New York used to be very press oriented. There was as many as 20 or 30 major newspapers. Now there's a
Whoa,
handful.
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we had
Wow.
Printing House Row, which is downtown. It's on City Hall Park, and that's where it was founded in 1851. And they moved into, Times Square in 1904. And that's when it became Times Square. Before that, it was Longacre Square. But they were just, fairly competitive with everybody else. And so I believe I've had it. That was the incident that really put them front and center.
Yeah,
So,
if you go on New York Times, you can search and read all the news articles, from that time period. They're just fascinating. And it's
Now,
interesting, the early reports had all the numbers all wrong, obviously.
yeah.
now
Yeah, the Wall Street
I
Journal.
have a quick question.
Okay.
I was reading in one of the old newspapers, I forget which one, but someone said something that there were that night. I don't know if I know this is right or not. That's mainly why I'm asking. Have you heard any stories of soldiers with bayonets at the pier?
No.
Okay. Neither had I. So, okay.
Sounds like a lurid, sensational tale.
Yeah, I read that, and I wondered if anybody else heard that. So, thank you.
I
Lurid
surely cannot verify.
sensational.
Yeah, that's a new one. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see now, but I can see now they put up a sign that says City Winery on 57. Oh wow, soldiers with bayonets. I never did hear about that. Not saying it's not true, but I cannot verify.
I can't imagine that would have been necessary.
Now, and the light is not very good. It's in most of our eyes, but that up there is the High Line, and that's an old elevated railroad line now converted to a park. And that's excellent views of both Pier 54 and Pier 59. And accessible during the day, of course. And I'll go up under it actually. So if now there's some sort of COVID restrictions, but it can be accessed. So hopefully the light, hopefully you're getting a good contrast here. Now, can you see the overhead now? Probably can, I think, at this point.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, good. So people just stroll around on top of that, and there's wildflowers, and there's old railroad tracks that are skewed, and there's art, things up there, and there's botanists that have all sorts of different flowers and plants up there, and it's real pretty view of you know, the mighty Hudson, and you can see the Strand and you know, a little bit of the archway, but unfortunately this new building is blocking it, most of it. So you just have to stretch the train. I can see because I know where to look. And this building here, this was the old Unita Biscuit building, which was affiliated with Nabisco, who was that building, National Biscuit Company. And I guess the space there was demolished to make way for 10th Avenue, but it all, I believe, used to be the same building. But Unita Biscuit, when the
You need a
Titanic
biscuit.
Broadway, I know, right? UNEEDA, you know, like a joke. But when the Broadway show came around, Olivier Mendes took a picture of a Titanic banner on that building, right
Wow.
Holy.
over Pier 54.
Oh,
So I asked if
wow.
I could use it, so I have a picture, a copy of it too. But look in his, you know, photo journals, you'll probably see it somewhere. And he also runs secrets of Titanic Tech. So that's actually where I saw him posted. But it's amazing. I don't know if they knew it, but when I saw it, I was like, "What in blazes?"
Yeah.
I don't have any idea. And this is now the High Line now. There's an old classic New York City photo, and it's Bell Labs. They're the ones that gave us color TV and the circuits and all sorts of things. And this elevated railroad goes right into it. They used to have section. It was a freight railroad, so it'd literally go through buildings, and then they could take the freight on and off inside the building without any rain or anything like that. And so Bell Labs, look up that photo because it's an old classic New York City photo of a building with basically a train stop in it. So this is the nighttime exit, obviously closed for the evening, but open again anytime to see the security up there to go up to there to go up to the High Line.
Okay. We walked down there, didn't we, when we were on your tour?
Yes, you would have. Yep, at the end. So really, I guess that's about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Or sign off or dates or hang around or whatever you like, but I guess that's pretty much it for the moment.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it, Dave.
Tuning in.
Thank you.
We appreciate you bringing us along.
Oh, and this is Diane von Furstenberg. She is the wife of Barry Diller, who had Pier 54 demolished, and this is her store. So,
They had enough money to fix that pier up and make a museum or something.
right. Well, I always thought it was like a thinly veiled pretext that that it wasn't safe for people, because there were people on it all the time. I mean, you know, when the Gay Pride weekend parade would end, it would be packed with people watching fireworks in the river. They'd have DJs there, and people would, you know, jump up and down. Imagine that, thousands of people. Or they'd have country concerts, rock concerts.
Okay, safety's important.
Yeah, they set up chairs, and people would watch tennis matches in real time on TVs or the opera, all sorts of things. And then Barry Diller said, "Oh, well, it's unsafe for people. Let's rip it down."
Well, maybe he could have just fixed it up.
Right.
But he is. So is he responsible for putting all those little pocket parks along the Hudson? Because it's really pretty. Oh, we can see you. Hi, Dave. That was good.
And since we are, I forgot to mention, this is a real, actual piece of certified, authenticated, bona fide, registered, numbered, authenticated piece of bona fide coal from Titanic.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
I bought this in the museum, Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's shaved, you know, thin as a paper, of course, but it's from the actual debris field and not from the vessels, which gives it a different legal status. So it's there for sale.
If anybody could see this, I have a small piece of coal.
Oh,
Right.
get a little more. It's not fully in the camera, but
Do
I
I
think I
need
know.
to- do I need
That's
to-
it. Nice. I'd show mine, but I've had to put my stuff in storage. Ugh.
And here's this
I have a
cheesy
little teeny tiny piece of rust from Titanic on my necklace.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
I've got
I guess
coal in my library. I don't take it.
nice. Actually, I've got this jacket that was
Doing
just given to
show
me
and
on
tell.
Christmas.
We
I'm
got-
not sure if you can fully see.
I
That was
love
a
when we
Christmas
do show
present
and
from my
tell. It's so
stepmom.
fun.
Nice, Alex.
I want
Thanks.
to share.
Show and tell with the kids today. I'm gonna have to do that again because we just had a kids
I
meeting
wanted
today.
to share this with you. My son
Ooh.
gave it to me for my birthday a few years ago. It's an actual.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
Wow,
a
it
cell
feels
from the original movie.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Oh, I love it.
That's beautiful.
Very
Now, what's ironic is that I've been living in this area for 26 years, but I've only been an enthusiast for about 7 years. So what's ironic
That's
is
it.
that
Wow. How long
How
have you
about
been doing
that?
the tours then? Only 7 years?
Yeah, right. Since 2013, I did it by
Wow.
private group, and then I just did, bought it to the public, I guess, the next year. So 2014.
wow.
Oh, I did
But
not
my
know
tours
that.
end here. So when everybody else has to go their own way, they go back to restaurant. All I have to do is walk about 3.5 minutes because that's where I lived for 26 years.
Whoa.
14th Street. Now I live
Oh,
one
you
block
live
away from
really close.
14th Street. I
Wow,
sure
that is
do.
actually good lord. That is close.
Yeah, so when I'm done with the tour, I'm like, okay, everybody, here's directions. Get lost. See you later. And I'm
I know, you can go right home. That's awesome. Do you walk or
Nice.
bike or drive?
Myself?
Everywhere?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we don't drive, of course.
Well,
Most
some
New Yorkers
people.
don't drive. As a matter of fact, a pal of mine has never driven in his life. He has a license. There's some sort of a non-driver's license he can get. So he has ID, but he doesn't have to
Yeah.
learn how to drive to
Yeah.
have it.
Oh, okay.
Now, this whole area, of course, was getting a little wet during Superstorm Sandy, which is 2012. And I actually watched as the water sort of trickled in Titanic style, and I was sort of like, backing away from it. But I came probably to this whole area here, including the Apple store with the
Ooh.
like our glass staircase here.
Whoa. That is a hell of an Apple store. Good.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
what's that
God.
funny movie when Jim Carrey is trying to get a job and other people are competing, and he throws all those water jugs down the staircase. I kind of think of that.
Oh,
Oh.
I remember what that was. Okay.
You probably remember the scene. And
Did you guys all hear that the Six movie just came out in China and will be in America soon? It's about the six
Right.
Chinese survivors.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
GODC, I
that.
think, was doing work on that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
hoping to meet some of the production team when they came to Halifax to film, but timing didn't work out. I was in Newfoundland when they were here. They
Really?
couldn't. Yeah,
Nice.
that would have been awesome to see that.
Yeah. We
Interesting.
interviewed Steven from the Six. If people want to go on our YouTube channel, we did it during our Chinese New Year celebration.
Nice.
Oh,
Really nice
interesting.
guy, yeah.
This reserve roastery, there's only about 6 like this in the world. Maybe there's like about
Whoa.
8 right now. Like
Seriously?
one in Singapore and one in London and one in Paris and a couple other major places, and that's it. It's
Fair enough.
it's very special in that they do their own beans on the spot. They have an enormous bean grinding machine in the back. Okay, I'm gonna try and point it out. If you can see that big white thing, I don't know where my finger is exactly.
It's all right.
Big bean grinding thing. I think I'm pointing at it. And
Yeah, I think I
they
see
do
it.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Let me try again. Yep, that's it. And so they just pour beans into the thing and they do them on the spot and big special thing. So it's pretty unique in that way. Oh, so it's burning. Not my mind.
I was trying to get my
And,
husband to come see that because he loves Starbucks.
Ah, Starbucks.
There's a Starbucks on every corner in New York. So if you need Wi-Fi, there's lots of Starbucks.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for.
Well, thank you so much. I think I'm going to sign off. Between
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Thank
It's been
you.
awesome.
How are
Thank
you?
you.
Thank
You're welcome.
Dave.
Thank you.
Back to New York again. I feel like you're there.
Yes.
Closest I'll get. I was meant to be in New York last year. Oh man, it's so pretty.
Oh, I love New York. I can't wait to go back.
Just wish my sister didn't beat me to it.
Dave, I clocked in over 100 miles on my bike that I borrowed.
Sheesh.
wonder
Good
why
on
did
you,
mine-
Jill.
That didn't include all my walking, so I really got some. Oh, is that where you live right there?
Yes.
Wow, you really live close. How much
That
does it
is
cost to live there? I want to live in New York, but I think it's too expensive.
Are we going to Dave's house?
I guess we are.
cool.
Yes.
We now get a home tour.
Yay.
I mean, limited one.
That must be a CVS receipt right there. It's super long.
Oh yeah.
The receipts are so long.
Seriously?
Yes,
Yeah, well,
they're
yeah.
super long.
Jimmy Fallon always
Yeesh.
makes jokes about that.
We make fun. We're like, really? Does it really need to be that long?
I don't have a lot of artifacts to show you, but I guess I can just probably bore you with some of my, I don't know, books or something.
Oh, you got a lot of records.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
That's impressive, actually.
I gave away about 600 a couple years ago. I mean, just ordinary stuff here. Nothing really different, I think, than what most people have. But there's the Nat Geos, and that's the one from a year or so ago. And Deanna, if you're still here, I think I have the Halifax one. Is that it? No, it's where's the Halifax book? Oh, son of a gun. All right, well,
No, you got one.
You got to put my book on that shelf.
all right, now somewhere I think.
Yeah,
Where's
you
that?
bought it.
Is that no?
Well, there's one
Oh,
right there. There's a Canadian one there. Alan Hustax is right there, I think.
I love that Father Brown album of
I think you're right.
pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah.
look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're
I
shining right
love
on.
looking at people's shelves.
I mean,
My.
you don't mind me boring you or anything. I guess that's about it for that.
Who said anything about
You
boring?
can
This
never
is
bore a
awesome.
book club with Titanic books.
No, especially Titanic books. You have to be from another planet to have been bored for that.
New York City, travel, general stuff, Titanic, and these are my.
Even has
comic
Titanic for
book
dummies.
That's for my CQDs and stuff. Bigger books, my little reference books and language things.
Mm.
New York City, CDs, music tapes.
Wow, your shelves are
Oh
getting
my
good use at your
goodness.
house. You
I
look
need to
very
get stuff like
organized.
that. I need a shelf like that when I get my own house. Holy cow.
Yeah, CDs and all. So it's
Wow.
Oh, that takes me back.
Music show that I did and Grateful Dead shows. More
Awesome.
Grateful Dead tapes. All of
Love
these are music
that.
videos. Everything.
Wow.
So media is alive and well. Some more music things and just stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Thank you. So I guess I'm gonna sign off with a good look at my
All right,
workspace.
thank you for bringing us
Oh, yeah,
along
thanks.
with you today. That was
Yeah,
so
it's been
nice.
brilliant. It's
Thank
made my
you.
day. I think it's made everyone's day, really.
Yeah, it's very touching.
/night.
Thanks.
Thank you very
And
much.
so
Yep, thanks for taking us
Have
to New
yourself a
York.
Yes.
a great rest of your night. I'm gonna try
You
and.
too. Thanks for joining everybody in this last minute.
Hey, thank you.
Bye,
Thanks,
Dave.
Dave.
You.
Yay.
Thank you.
And nice meeting you, Joshua and Heidi, if you're still here.
You do.
Bye.
There we go.
That was
Night,
cool.
Jill.
That's very cool.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
You all have a good night, Jill.
Thank you. You too.
Feel
Bye.
better, Jill, huh?
Thank you. I know. I think I'll rest tomorrow. We had a book club for children event today. Oh my gosh, they were so cute.
Yeah.
They're so cute. They wanted to watch 3 different YouTube videos of 3 different singing scenes. And then
Huh?
they like talked through it. And oh my gosh, they're so adorable.
Dang.
I said, gosh, you guys should do a little YouTube. You could like commentary. Like Caleb's 5 years old and he's just so smart. And Caden's 11. And we had some of the older kids, but it was really fun. Time for rest. Take
Yeah,
care.
you probably did it more than others.
Yeah, I'm still so sore from all my biking around the city, but it was totally worth it.
Well, as long as it's worth it, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you too.
Hey, Alec, nice to meet you.
Nighty night.
Good,
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Well, I
bye.
still deal with the sun down here.
Bye.
Where's